In this article, the author, Suzanne Ballard, refers to research on how to use the imaginative tools of writing and contemporary art to understand human, animal, and machine relationships in the context of species extinction, and how this can demonstrate humans' engagement with ecological transformation sympathetically. She also suggests that by entering the space of the art gallery and locating ourselves in the place of others, sympathy read alongside machine evolution offers a new approach to the ecological disaster. Machines have been known to steal jobs from the poor, and in the current climate, it is machines rather than humans that are understood as parasitic. The author points to Samuel Butler, an English novelist and critic, that the aphid's experience of the machine is mediated through economic structure. Agribusiness holds aphids responsible for devastating crop loss and creates prophylactic machines of mass aphid extermination. At the same time, studies of the loss of aphid biodiversity are used to demonstrate the magnitude of global co-extinction and climate change. Aphids are a symbol of the expansion of monoculture crops and a useful measure of the impacts of predator extinction. The author also draws on insect imaginings via affection and sympathy that can be created through the works of art exhibition in major public art galleries. It is the author's contention that sympathy contained in the art gallery is one way to directly address the cultural values associated with imagining and understanding extinction. Suzanne Ballard examines the impacts of three artworks and demonstrates that through an interspecies and machine understanding of a species extinction. Contemporary artists Pierre Hick and Liz Lagarde and Hayden Fowler use the visual and sonic tools of video and installation art to address relationships between a species, extending these beyond the human-animal binary into ecological, temporal, and spatial relationships. They use the space of the art gallery to demonstrate how humans might sympathetically engage with ecological transformation and the confronting possibility of our own extinction. The author directs readers to creative evaluation by Henri Bergson, a French philosopher who discusses the instinctual sympathy of the wasp. Bergson's wasp is at the center of his evaluation of the varying hierarchical importance and differences between intelligence and instinct as they appear in Darwin's theory of evolution. It suggests that the sense of sympathy as expressed by the wasp is built on an intimate and effective knowledge of the other. In Creative Evolution, Bergson uses an ongoing discussion of the social structure of bees to discriminate between the unorganized matter of intelligence and the organized matter of instinct. He notes how bees collectively respond to different environments and the tensions that appear when humans interpret their modes of acting. He observes bees creating new structures and relationships in order to adapt to new conditions, and notes that it is instinct that enables the bees to give shape to crude matter, and intelligence that performs variations upon this matter. Art galleries are spaces for the presentation of matter. In the 18th century, art galleries were considered sites for public education that took people away from their everyday labors. For the contemporary audience, the art gallery is both an escape from the real-life urgency of climate change and the trauma of species extinction and the space within which these traumas can be critically experienced. We enter inside the art gallery in order to know something more about ourselves, or to discover how another might think or feel the world. The wide windowless walls create enclosed space within which the art viewer becomes like the art object outside a fixed time and space. Some works can bring us to tears, and others leave us cold. This unpredictability of experience is made even more complex by a specific artwork that encourages us to time travel and transport ourselves in sympathy with other bodies. Since the mid-1990s, French artist Pierrick has used the resonant relationship of living to non-living to create numerous intersecting organic and machinic ecosystems inside art galleries. The experience of the gallery was the realization that the human audience could not be considered the only living element in the gallery. Speaking about the work, the artist said, there is repetition, chemical reaction, reproduction, formation, and vitality, but the existence of a system is uncertain.
In theory, the system was perfect. We could enter the building and stay for a year.
Untilt is a hollow concrete cast of a neoclassical bronze sculpture of a life-size reclining woman by Swiss artist Max Weber. Inside the concrete cast is a heating unit that keeps the concrete body alive. The head of the sculpture is packed by a colony of bees. In this sense, Untilt is both a sculpture and a social landscape. The multi-species and sympathetic structure of the sculpture becomes a site for an ever-increasing cycle of living interactions. It travels across time and space. Eventually, the concrete will break down, the speed of disintegration increased by process of carbonation. Whether or not they are aware of it, the bees have been tasked with the role of artists. Their action will determine the longevity of their adopted home. If they allow carbonation to occur, they risk their infrastructure dissolving. But if they coat the sculpture with wax, the entire environment could overheat. Together, the bees and concrete are a vital sympathetic system. And as viewers, we experience the transformation of the concrete by the bees as a relationship of animation and assemblage. Other works from Untilt is Human, a white ibison hunt with a luminescent magenta leg, as she navigates surrounding the site. Human occupies the place of culture to the garden's nature. He completes the cycle of displacement when Human is spotted winding her way through a forest of human legs. This animal is real and spends time every day patiently navigating the exhibition. She has stepped out of the event of the video, moved beyond the artifact of the screen, and now inhabits the gallery space of encounter. The shifting space of Higgs' retrospective means it is possible to separate one's body as a viewer from the other bodies present, and from the living and non-living objects woven throughout. As viewers, we are offered the opportunity to put ourselves in the place of the other, to sympathetically understand the exhibition from within. In conclusion, in Higgs' hands, the roles of subject and object are transformed through the sympathetic exchanges of bee, human, and dog. His artwork shows how the boundaries of subject and object are challenged by the sympathy of the art gallery.